Right, in this short screencast, we're going to show you how to create a new account on the Mental Health in Further Education website so that you're a member of the e-project. Starting from the home page, I'm going to click Create New Account, and you get a joining form. Those items that have a red asterisk do need to be completed in order for us to process your application. So to start with a username. You can use almost any username you like, as long as it wouldn't give offence to other people, but it can be helpful if it is something that people who know you or who are likely to get to know you might recognise, but the choice is yours, and we realise there are a whole number of privacy issues that may influence your choice. The next is your email address. Now, we do need a full valid email address from you, but please be reassured that other people don't see this email address. The only people who will have access to your full email address via this form are members of the team at NIAS, and who will obviously treat it with confidentiality. But it does allow other members of the project to send you emails via a contact form in which they don't actually see the email address. And the next bit of information that's asked for is a password. And your username and password are the two things that you're going to need in future in order to log into the website. So it's important to try and pick things that you will remember. And I'd just like to reassure you that nobody can see your password, so that includes the administrative team on the website. We can't access it. If you forget your password and need to be reminded of it, then actually we send you a link for a new password. Okay, the next section we ask you for some information about your role. This helps us to measure and monitor the reach of the Mental Health in Further Education project in terms of its audience. I'm going to select that I work in the further education, learning and skills sector, and because that's a really diverse sector, then there's another drop-down box that enables me to say which part of the sector. And then I just select Add. If you've made a mistake there, you can remove it. And similarly, if you then just want to adjust it, for example, there is, of course, the option to say that you prefer not to answer this question, but ideally for monitoring purposes, we'd be very grateful if you do complete it. So I'm going to click Work in the Further Education Skills Sector again. And yes, I had picked the right option for me, which was Other. I'm going to click Add. And that then supports us in our monitoring. The next option is a link that you can click, which reveals the option to opt out of some kinds of information. In this case, it's the news. That's one of the main reasons why people join the Mental Health in Further Education website. So I'm actually going to leave that. The next section is an optional question for you to upload a picture, and you do that by clicking Browse and going to your own computer and selecting a picture that you want to use. And I put one on my desktop last night that I thought would be able to use today. And that's now been uploaded, and the website adjusts it to the right size, really. Ideally, the picture that you upload should be no bigger than 85 by 85 pixels, but the website does adjust that for you. Okay, now we need some personal information about you, and to start with, that's your name. Okay, we do ask you to tell us which city, or, oops, I've made a mistake there with NIAS, I'll just go back and change that. We do ask you to tell us which city or large town you're near, that's to help other members of the network to identify people, because that's one of the things that they can search for. If you don't live near a big town or a city, then I find putting in your county is quite useful. But because I'm doing this work for NICE, I've put Leicester in. The next question is optional. If you don't work in England, please just leave it as it is. If you do work in England, then we're interested to know which region you work in. And again, that's so that people can search for other people who work in the same area as them and with whom they might network a bit more closely. It's a drop-down box, and you just pick the region that you're located in. Two more optional questions are for your phone numbers. Obviously, these aren't visible to anybody else as well, except for NICE administrative staff, and it's entirely up to you whether you leave them. That said, they do turn out to be incredibly useful, and we do from time to time contact people, either in response to something that they've said that we'd like to follow up, perhaps as an article, but also sometimes if we have searched for people working in a particular part of one of the sectors, because there's an opportunity that's come along, say a conference or some training or a government focused discussion group or something, then it means that we can get in touch with you really quickly. And so similarly, if we're more likely to reach you on your mobile phone, then your mobile phone number. And then the last field for you to fill in terms of information is a recommended by. This is optional, and originally we put it in because we had a prize draw when the project launched in February 2011, and we planned to remove the recommended by, but it has turned out to be an interesting way for us to monitor some of the impact of our marketing if people have seen it in a particular newsletter or bulletin. So now we've left this in, and would welcome you completing it if you were recommended by somebody else. If, for example, you found it via an online search, then please just leave it blank. Okay, the last section is the one at which I always stumble. It's one of these capture questions where you have to type in the letters and numbers that you can see. This again is to prevent a spam sender joining the network, but I have to say that I'm not sure how it will go this time, but I often fall at the hurdle here. Okay, and we will click create new account and see how that goes. Okay, what will happen now is that you will receive an email telling you that your account is being approved, and that you will receive confirmation, a welcome email from us. When you receive that welcome email, there is a link to click, and when you click that link, you will be able to log into the website. That means that in future, when you visit the website, all you need to do is enter your username and password. And then this little box here that you can tick remember me, if you tick that, it means that whenever you come to this website for the whole of the next week on this machine, then the computer will remember you and you won't have to enter your login details again. So I'm just going to click login. And you can see I made a mistake with my password, so I'm just going to make another attempt with that. And you can see that I'm now logged in, and once I am logged in, you can see that in the right hand sidebar that I'm online. Okay, that's how you join. Any problems or any questions or queries about joining, on our home page when you're not logged in, there's an information sheet, so I'm just going to log out again. There's an information sheet here about the benefits of joining, and you can read that and look through that. And the other possibility when you have joined is if you find that you've forgotten your password or you want to change it, then you can just click this option to request a new password, and you enter either your username or email address, and we will send you a new password by email, the link to set yourself a new password. Okay, I hope you are able to follow those instructions and enjoy becoming a member of the Mental Health and Further Education Network. We always welcome feedback from you, either about this screencast or about the experience of belonging to the network, and you can give us feedback in any of our discussion forums or use this contact link on the footer of each page of the website, where you just enter your name, email address, a subject, give us a message, send that off, and we will reply to you usually within 24 hours. If you send your message on a Friday or at the weekend, it will usually be the following Monday or Tuesday that we get back to you. Okay, thank you very much.